coming here. It's different than other conferences or gatherings. It's not a conference, it's a real institute, it's a real learning environment.
It's very exciting to me because it both allows me to offer, to present what I have, and equally, if not more so, to be learning and growing at the same time.
This is one of the most exciting leadership development spaces in the year at the moment in the world.
A participant at the Institute takes one of maybe 8 or 9 or 10 different modules that are offered. Each one is an intensive training that is 15 hours over the week in a particular tool or skill led by a leading thinker or practitioner in that area. At the same time, they'll be doing a few times a week a creative process session that's connected with a particular work they're doing that allows them to sort of take a whole different approach and develop a whole different kind of awareness around it. Every day there's an introduction to meditation, a non-denominational meditation practice, and so together this creates a very rich and fertile learning field and gives people very practical skills.
The program basically, what it does is it's focused upon enabling you to develop a strategic plan for yourself. Most executives are quite used to developing strategic plans for their organization, which cover things like purpose and values and vision and strategies and goals. But they haven't necessarily done it for themselves.
In this module, it's and how can I create more of those conversations and host more people into that question and hopefully the search for answers.
Developing a very different set of skills that I think leaders need for these very difficult times.
The challenge of the whole workshop is how in organizational settings, in hierarchy, in the face of different cultures come together, can one still create partnership with folks up, down, across organizational lines, with customers, between very different kinds of cultures and all of that.
Tap into the potential for innovation that exists, not just in your organization, but also in your in your whole context, including your personal context.
It's based upon that philosophy. If you can't change yourself, you're not going to be able to change others. If you can't lead and manage yourself, you're not going to be able to provide effective leadership to others.
The work I'm doing at the Institute is really involved with making a mark and experiencing how one approaches making a mark, what the experience of doing it is, and then what one's feeling is afterwards. I think it's a strong image for people because we all are making our marks in different ways.
The synchronization between the body and the mind is not there for most of us. So I think that's part of it, is just helping people experience the body, and then we move that into how groups work together or how various types of leadership principles can be embodied.
The Institute idea really started 6 years ago with a group of people who had been very much involved in studying the Shambhala teachings of Buddhism for many years and who were involved in organizational learning and other kinds of organizational work. And many of us began to realize that in the kind of leading edge organizational work that's basically around how groups of people, whether they're in business, community, government, nonprofit organizations, how to really bring out the best in groups of people so that, first of all, they can respond flexibly to change, and secondly, that they can actually find more and more fulfilling work with each other. That kind of work had a lot in resonance with basic Buddhist meditation practice. It shared a very common view.
I think the Shambhala Institute is really quite unique. I've deeply impressed by the idea of being able to find a place where the practice of meditation can meet serious mainstream leadership dynamics.
It's very clear to me that we need to create gatherings where people can actually shut up, can actually be quiet. There's so little quiet in our world. So how to integrate meditation into meetings.
To actually work with meditation, for each person to come to a deeper focus and a deeper presence, which is so useful in any situation, no matter what you're doing.
We're not a conference. We're an intensive training session, and in fact we become a community and real microcosm of a coherent society in the time that we're together here. And I think people find that the connections they make with the other people that come are incredibly rich and powerful.
I feel like a partner in many ways in the process of creating the Institute.
From this experience, I think I've built a lot of courage to go back to my community and take risks.
I like the spirit of generosity and the energetic learning that occurs here.
The sense of community, being with a lot of people who are really inspired to make a difference in the world, and feeling the learning and support that comes from that.
What I find most interesting in being here is the hallway conversations with people who I have as old friends and people whom I'm meeting as new friends.
I've never seen such an effective learning community for me personally.